welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be adding the rhythm and those little tricks to take our gospel-style arrangement of Silent Night to the next level. This is part 2 of a video from last week, so you may want to go back and check out part 1 first. That's linked down below, or you could just dive straight in here, whatever you want to do. Before we get going, don't forget to download your free PDF lesson book. The link to do that is in the video description, or you could also scan this QR code up here. It's got the sheet music written out for you, along with the backing track I'm using as well. Okay, let's get into it. Here's part 2. So this is great, right? We've now got everything we need to begin to start taking this to the next level. We've got our intro, we've got a really nice series of chords there to kick us off with a nice little melody. We've got our underlying harmonic framework for the song. Silent night, holy night. We know the chords, and we also have worked on combining the melody with the chords in our right hand. So this is great. We've got such a strong place now to start building on it and adding in all of that sparkle and those kind of little moments that just give it that gospel style. So let's give this a go. I'm just going to talk through some of the things that I do to take what we've already got to that next level. So let's have a look at that intro again, right? So how could I just want to put a bit more rhythm into my playing. So what kind of things could I do? Well, I've got this nice voicing in my right hand, C major. I can use my thumb and my middle finger just to add a bit of rhythm after I've played those notes. And I'm not necessarily doing the same thing every time, but I'm thinking, okay, I've got these 2 notes in the middle here that I can use to just inject a bit of rhythm and a bit of movement. Watch. Or I could do something a bit more busy. I could go. It's up to you. It's about finding different rhythmic patterns that you can use. But it's the principle of adding some energy and some movement with the lower part of your right hand. So let me think what that would look like in the actual tune itself. So if I do that. I'll do that again for you. Do you see, the bottom of my voicing in my right hand is giving me those notes to play with. You want to add that little fill, that little rhythmic fill, whatever it is, a little bit of rhythmic movement in the gaps, okay? So the melody goes, Silent Night. There's that gap there. And that's where you can add in the rhythm. So it goes, Silent night, little Phil, holy night, little Phil. I mean, you don't have to literally think the words little Phil, but I'm just trying to show you where it comes. You don't want to really be playing too many fills over the melody because you're going to do what we call crash the vocal, which is where you're interfering with the main melody line. Okay, so you want to find those gaps in the melody because that's going to be where it sounds best to add those fills. I'll show you. I'll just play through a bit. All I'm doing is I'm taking the notes that are at the bottom of my right hand and I'm just giving it a little bit of movement. Some of you will have already spotted as well, I'm just occasionally doing little 5th jumps in my left hand. Watch this. So what is a 5th jump? Well, whatever chord you're on, so if I'm on a C chord, in your left hand, you want to do like a little, you want to go to the 5th of the chord, which in this case of the C chord is a G, and you want to just propel down. Begum. 1, 2, 3. So you're not playing the 5th at the beginning of the bar, you're playing it just before the end of the previous bar. 1, 2, 3. You see, we're going to A minor. I took the 5th of A minor, which is E, and I just did another little 5th jump there. Little 5th jumps can just help kind of ease those transitions. I'm going to do some 5th jumps in my left hand, and I'm going to do some rhythmic fills in my right hand in the gaps. It's hard doing this YouTube thing, you know. I have to immediately do the things that I've just said I use. I have to sort of be able to put it into practice straight away. But I'm going to give it a go. Might go wrong, but that's all part of the fun. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. It begins to sound more like music, doesn't it? And it's got so much more of a flow to it, hasn't it? It's these little things that just give it that extra movement, but you can only put these in once you've got that framework down. Let's keep on going. Now, there is something else I'm doing in my right hand, which I talk about a lot. It's like a little, you can think of it like a grace note, you could think of it, I call it a smudge, whatever, it doesn't really matter what you call it, but generally speaking, if you've got a chord in your right hand you're playing, you can smudge the middle note. Let me give you an example, right? Did you see what I did there? I went... So just on that third, I went from the second of the chord, which is the D, up to the third. I actually did another one there on the melody. You don't always want to do it on the melody, but sometimes it just sounds really cool. Just gives it so much more character, doesn't it? See that? If I keep on going on the song where we got to, they're almost like little grace notes. Yeah, I sometimes do them on the melody, and I'm just mainly using notes from the C major scale, the note directly below it. If you're interested in more of this stuff, I'm actually launching a course in the new year called the Creative Piano Roadmap. It's essentially a fully structured course with me, loads of video lessons taking you through a journey. You get a course book as well with it. I'm going to be talking lots more about it in the new year. If you want to get on the wait list for it, so you'll be the first to know when it does go live, the link to do that is in the video description. So give that a click, add your name to it. Okay, where was I? One last thing I want to show you, just quickly, because I keep on doing it when I'm playing. I'm like, oh, I must show you that. What I'm doing occasionally is I'm rolling up to a bass note. And by rolling up, I'm doing what we call a chromatic run up. So for instance, you know the bit where it goes, sleep in heavenly peace? I actually did it there. It's a little chromatic run up, just two notes. All you do is you find the note you're going to, and you go down 2 half steps, and you run up them. I'll show you. Running up. It launches us into that chord. It really launches us into that D9 chord. I can throw them in everywhere, really. Yeah, you might have to just plan them out a little bit and try it left hand only for a little bit just to kind of get them, but they sound so good and they're so kind of, they're really part of this style. Yeah, really, really nice. Okay, let's have a go at playing this through. I've got a backing track. I'm actually going to go through it twice in the track. So I'm going to do the first time through. I'm going to play it how we've kind of looked at it. Okay, those few of those little techniques and those tricks to kind of add rhythm and movement, some of the little smudges, all of that stuff that we've been looking at. Then the second time through, I'm going to let myself just get a little bit more free with it. Okay, and I'm going to see what comes out. I'm not going to, there might be some things that I haven't shown you in there, but it just kind of, I want to show you where you can go with this and how you can start with this framework and then build from there. So that's what I'm going to do. Before we do that, I have one last thing to show you, which is the ending. Let me just show you how we're going to change the chords at the end for this tag ending. It's really simple, okay? We're going to go. Now, rather than going straight to the C here, or doing our walk down or whatever we're doing, we're going to go to A minor 7, which is the relative minor. And it's a way of kind of hinting that we're going somewhere different and something different is happening. Listen. It's like it hasn't quite ended, but something's coming after it. It's like we're going on a journey, okay? It's like, oh, stuff's beginning to wrap up here. Listen again. Then we go to the D7. Then we're going to start it on an F chord, so it's ever so slightly different. Watch this. Just start on an F. Same to the relative minor. That's our second time. And then the last time, and we'll do a big rit, which means you're gonna slow down. Okay, there's been a lot in this lesson, hasn't there? I've chucked a lot in, but hey, it's Christmas. Okay, chuck it all in at Christmas. Let's try it out, okay, with this backing track. Okay, that's the intro. I'm going to try some different things out now. Just see what happens. I'm going to experiment a bit. Thanks so much for watching this video. It's been a slightly different one to usual. I've kind of gone at a bit of a different pace, and I've hopefully broken down how I come up with these creative piano arrangements, which I know so many of you out there want to be able to do. I'm going to make lots more videos like this on the channel if you like them. So if you did enjoy this one, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and drop a comment down below. Let me know what you enjoyed and what you'd like to see more of. Talking of which, if you enjoyed this one, I think you're going to love this video up here, which is where I talk more about how you can play the melody and chords together in your right hand. Go give that video a click, and I'll see you over there. Oh, happy Christmas, by the way. Happy Christmas.